Hi everybody, Jill here. Welcome to Jill and Beauty Therapy. I am Jill and we are having a very fun wig chat today and I hope you can stick around with us for a while. We're going to be taking a look at two BelleTress wigs, and the reason I grouped these two together because I don't often do two wigs in one wig chat, but I felt like this would be a great idea because you may be browsing BelleTress wigs, and I feel like, because this is what I found myself doing, I feel like these two may be a couple that you may be looking at and you're trying to toss up kind of which one you want to invest in right now. So I do feel like hopefully as we look at both of these in the same color so we don't skew kind of, our decision-making process based on just that, I hope that if you find yourself doing that, you will be able to make a better, more informed decision by the time we're done. So let's take a deep dive into both City Roast and Lemonade in the color Honey with Chai Latte. So when you start exploring these really fun, sassy, sort of shattered wave type styles, you may run into a bit of anxiety as you put these on your head because many times the box hair really is pronounced in these styles and you really never know what you're going to get either from, wig to wig in the same style. You may have one that behaves really well out of the box, same style, same everything, the other one giving you heaps of anxiety. Just know that it's very, very common. If you find that you're sending a lot of these types of styles, very similar, back, then I hope you will find this video helpful. I'm kind of hoping that I get a challenging one, and I just want to show you that if it happens, there are ways to get past it and to really make it something that's you, make it cute, and over time, it may not happen right away. You may have to wear it several times and wear it differently each time. It will grow on you and it becomes one of your favorites because that's exactly what happened to me with, for example, Ignite back in the early days of my wig journey. Oh my gosh, me and Ignite, we went round and round all the time, was fighting that thing left and right, and it eventually became one of my all-time favorite wigs. So let's get going on this. We're gonna start, I think, with Lemonade. What I have on my head right now is a BelleTress wig in Butterbeer Blonde. It's called Caliente. Before I put this on my head, I do want to take a look at this cap with you guys. I have never ever tried this wig or style before. So we have machine wefted cap throughout. We do not have an extended nape. We do have the bra strap kind of sort of pull tabs on each side. That way you can let it out or bring it in a 1/2 inch on each side. So an average petite, an average large will probably be able to fit this. However, keep in mind that BelleTress runs a bit large anyway, so their average to me is more of like an average large. I have an average petite head and I'll put my measurements down in the description box. So they fit pretty large on me. I can still wear them and I do, but just keep that in mind. So we have the wefting throughout. This gives you plenty of stretch and it gives you a little ventilation as well. We have kind of a closed cap here on this side and we have the left side monofilament part with BelleTress's lace front, which are gorgeous. Felt lined or velvet lined ear tabs are essential for me for the comfort. I cannot wear a wig unless it has this. It just itches too much. I just don't do it anymore. I have to have felt, velvet. I need something lining the temple tabs or ear tabs, whatever you want to call them. So that's what we got with the cap. Okay. So let me make sure I'm straight. Okay, you got it out and you got it on. You're going, okay, this is great. first things first. Okay, I am going to break up this part, and I just kind of want to feel where it is. It's right here. So you can part it anywhere in there and still get a nice scalp-like appearance if it's not too dense. So let's just take a look at that. I mean, it is pretty dense in there. I would like to see less density here so I can utilize that monofilament and see it a little better. I'm just gonna feel this out. I just kind of, before I do a spin, I want it to get a little back where it needs to be. I just kind of want to see if I can get someplace semi-happy while we do the spin. I do like to take out some of my hair, and it looks like that's already out because I pulled it out already. Okay. I could even straighten the little tiniest bit of hair that I did pull out that is mine. I might consider straightening that, just because with this style, even though we have some shattered wave here, it's pretty straight here in front. So that would make my hair sort of blend in a little better. All right. Before we have a little fun with Lemonade here, let's go ahead and do a spin so you can see what it looks like from all angles. Mirror back there, because then I can take a look and see what I look like when I turn around. This is Lemonade. I will tell you what I'm struggling with and what I hope, with some trial and error, maybe how I can get this one to just suit me a little more, and just kind of what you know, stuff that you got to do to make it feel more comfortable and more like you. This is cute right here, but if you know anything about me, you know I don't like sort of this on my forehead kind of bang or side thing. It drives me nuts. I need to have a little bit of lift, you know, or some sort of alternate style altogether to deal with that. It would drive me nuts all day. But I know I'm gonna need a styling aid, so I have my shelf over here with those on it, and there are a couple other sort of styling aids, as well as sort of restorative sprays or detanglers that I have seen on Wigs by Patti's Pearls website that I want to try out for you guys, that I've never seen before, and I want to see what they're all about. So be on the lookout. I will be intertwining those into wig chats as I receive them. So anyway, I'll be back. All right, the first thing that I usually do when I get a wig on my head is I start playing with the parameters of where I'm allowed to part it. Because sometimes all it takes is to change that up, and all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, I'm not fighting with it anymore. So we're gonna do that. Let me pull my little mirror up a little closer. Hopefully it won't get too far into your frame of sight there. I think we're good. And I just want to see where it stops. So it's right here. This is where we are. So we are very much on the edge right there, but that's okay. I just want to try this all out. We may even have gotten a little too far. So let's just see what happens if we, okay, so this is the one that's giving us some grief. Maybe we can put that over to the side and have a bit of a messy part, because you guys, we do have a lace front. The lace front stops right here, so it's not a temple to temple lace front. It stops right here. But we do and can utilize some of that to give the illusion that, you know, that we're parting it there, even though we're not. And then we can just kind of have a bit of a messy part that will take us more back in that direction. And that is one way to deal with a left side monofilament part, and you prefer, by nature, you just prefer to have your hair parted on the right. If you have a lace front, you can sort of fake that a bit. So I'm going to be, I haven't used this too much, so we're going to check this out. This is the Hair You Wear Shape. This is the Design and Hold hairspray made for synthetic fibers. So let's just see what we can do here. I'm going to pull away from the camera and equipment while I do this, if you don't mind. And I'm just going to kind of let it do its fun kind of broken wave thing. I'm just going to kind of do that. Maybe I'll just let it do this, let it be its messy self. And I know that we don't have monofilament over here, but I don't see a weft, so I'm going to fake that as well. We're going to activate the permatease there because permatease hides wefts. So we are just going to activate that. I'm just going to kind of let this dry. This is a little wet, this hairspray. And you know, hairsprays that are made for synthetic fibers, they are, if they work at all, they are a little bit sticky. And that's okay. That's how they work. There's just a line for me when it starts getting a little too sticky. Just messing this up. It's that kind of style anyway. I just want to see what we can get away with. So these fibers are very fine, which means you are going to get the flyaways. I think some hairspray is going to be in order anyway, just to get those under control. The finer the fiber, while it gives you realism, it also gives you flyaways. Okay. I mean, I don't see any wefts there at all. I think this is doable. It definitely wants to fight me right there. So we can flip it back over. This piece, I don't know what its business is all about. I think that's just kind of box hair a bit. So letting it sit out on a head, or I like the dryer racks because they don't stretch the wig, you know, and that's going to help with basic box hair as well. I don't know. This is an option for me because, again, it's not just sitting right on my forehead. It's out of my eyes. And I don't know, it's just kind of behaving a little better for me. I am just looking, and while I know this room is very dry because it's a small room, the heater comes on, very dry. So I, on top of just the style itself, am getting quite a lot of flyaways with this. If I were to go outside, it's misty, it's, you know, definitely a different environment, I think they would immediately calm down. But fibers like this that are light, they're gonna give you definitely flyaways through the day. We've got a darker root, but it's done very nicely. And we have, you know, the light highlights right up there. And what that does is it gives a nice gentle sort of, root situation, but it also uses those lighter fibers intertwined with the darker ones, and it disguises those knots really, really well because you can't see them as much, the lighter colors. But I have to say, these lace fronts are fabulous because the denier on these BelleTress wigs, on these types of styles, are quite small. So that knot is very small. So you really don't see the knots at all. It just looks phenomenally, amazingly realistic. Look at that. I mean, wow. You keep your makeup off the lace there, and you are going to continually have undetectable, realism right there in the front of your face. Okay, you know what I have this overwhelming desire to do is to get some Peace Out cream very, very lightly. I think it will, I'm hoping it'll just kind of, I don't know. Let's just try it. I need to get a new thing, not because I ran out, but because this is so old. I feel like it might not be good anymore. The new packaging is all black, I believe. So I really need to just toss this and get a new one. You cannot run out of this stuff. However, I have used a lot. I hope the newer sort of batch, if you will, is like this though. This is a very dry wax. I mean, it is very dry, and I like that. I like a wax more than a creamy balm, you know what I mean? This is going to weigh down the fibers a bit. This is the heaviest styling product that you will use for your wigs. So it will kind of weigh the fibers down, and I'm just banking and hoping that it is going to help with the major sort of flyaways that you can get with these light fibers. Peace Out is just that. This Peace Out cream is just that. It is a piecing cream. You do not want to go crazy with this because it will gum up your wig. It'll come out when you shampoo, but in the meantime, it will gum up your wigs. And so just go in with it very, very gingerly, lightly. Don't go crazy with it. And it is fun to work with. It really is. But remember, Peace Out is heavy, so go light with it. Use the least amount that you can. And through the day, you still are gonna have to really get your fingers in there to give it some lift, because the product alone is going to weigh those fibers down. So while that helps with the flyaways, just know that, you're gonna have to kind of get in there a bit. The more product you put on these wigs, it does weigh the fibers down. So just be aware of that. right, so this is Lemonade and Honey with Chai Latte. We have another wig to take a look at. I told you this is going to be a little longer than normal, but let's spend some time now with City Roast in the same color by BelleTress. Okay, so we have City Roast, which has the same exact cap features. So we're not going to go through that. It's the same exact cap as the one that we just looked at. And again, I'm just going to kind of do this. All right, so I did not pull my wig grip back far enough. So let me do that. You should pull your wig grip back to where you can see your own hair. So right about there. Otherwise, your lace is going to sit right on top of that wig grip and it's going to buckle the lace and it's just not going to lay right. It's not going to look right. I like the length back there. Oh, I think this is going to be really cute. So we're getting quite a whoo in this one. So we're not having that sort of situation. We're having quite a nice lift there, but we have this crisscross part. So I'm just going to go ahead and there's that part, that monofilament part is from here to here. So for now, I'm just going to do it anywhere just to try to get that crisscross part. They can be stubborn. There's times when that crisscross part, man, is really in there. I'm gonna brush this back, I think. There we go. The first thing I do is I want to see where the wig wants to be and see if it works for me and see how it is. So I'm just not gonna really fight with it. I'm just gonna kind of see if I can get it to work with itself in the beginning, because that's the perfect way, right? Because you can stick it on your head then and you don't have to fight with it too awful much. Just kind of getting the fibers off the cap because somewhere in there is the intended style. It's got a memory. And it is so dry in this house right now that these flyaways are insane. All right, I'm gonna come on, let's get over here a little bit. There we go. It's got a great contour, just sort of naturally. Again, these fibers are very, very light. I'm going to add just a little bit of hairspray to this. I'm not going to do the Peace Out cream in this particular style, but I do feel like I need to do this. I'm hoping it will kind of revive the little fun kind of shattered waves that we have, and it looks like it is working. Just really because, man, my house is, I think, so dry that it's really playing havoc with this style. Okay, I think that helped a lot. You could use water, but the problem with that is that it's just water. So as soon as it dried, I think we would run into the same thing. And I need something that's going to be a little bit more long-term. So a little hairspray, I think, is what this called for. Okay, I'm going to do a spin now. So here we go. Telling you, sometimes the real panic started setting in right there. I think you will see that a lot if you live in a dry climate with these types of very fine fibers. So this was necessary to redefine some of that fun, broken, shattered, wispy wave because it was lost and sucked to the cap because it's so dry in here. So this is, you know, a much needed kind of thing to happen. And that is why I really highly recommend that you have a few styling products on hand, because these are going to be your troubleshooters a lot of the time, you know, and it can turn something from holy cow to, my gosh, this is actually really cute. So we utilized a piecing cream on our first wig, which was Lemonade, and the shape hairspray or some sort of hairspray is what really helped us out here with this one. This is just really, really cute. I love this really messy sort of wispiness that is going on with City Roast as well. I just feel like that wispiness really suits this style. I don't know. I love the tucked in nape. It gives a sense of neatness and coiffed, you know, sort of hairstyle with a purpose. And yet all of this is just sassiness and airiness. And I just love it. I think it looks gorgeous. This color, it suits it also really, really well. Again, I would love to see this in Root Beer Float Blonde. I would love to see it in Butterbeer Blonde. I would love to see it in one of their caramel colors and the creamy, whatever that one is called, with the cream. I would love to see it in all of those really dynamic colors. I am really, really loving City Roast. I think out of the two, this one has really got me. I don't think I've come this close, however, to shutting the camera off. I was beginning to get so frustrated with fighting this and trying to get it to get off the cap, because that sort of electricity, that dryness was sucking all those super fine fibers right to the cap. It wasn't letting, you know, any of this cute stuff come out at all. So this saved it. And it doesn't have to be this particular one. It can be any kind of hairspray that's made for synthetic fibers. I would not recommend an aerosol. We need something a little wetter, a little heavier. So in this instance, a sort of wet hairspray is really going to help this. That wetness is going to act like when you spritz water, it just helps, but then that's going to dry off and you're going to be back to square one again. So we need the product in there. You know, so that is an instance where a light aerosol hairspray is not going to help us at all. Okay, I am going to let you go. Thank you so much. I hope you found this helpful. There are a lot of similar styles in the BelleTress line, and it is easy to sort of get overwhelmed and confused as to their differences and just those, you know, the little light differences that can be, when you see it on a real person, a big difference. So I hope you found this helpful if you're on the fence with some of these sort of shattered waves, a little bit shorter styles. Thank you so much once again, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye-bye.
I swore